Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How we feeling?
Good. How are you?
I feel good.
Good.
I feel good. I just got back from Chicago, in case you didn't notice.
Yeah.
You notice. What I was about to say is like, suits are getting a little tight.
Hey, that's
even after 5 days in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
How's the family?
That's what happens.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Beautiful.
fantastic.
You get Portillo's?
Of course.
Okay.
I was saying I was watching you guys on Instagram teaching your kids like the family tradition of making ravioli.
Made
and pasta. It
raviolis,
was
ate
so
raviolis,
Cute.
a lot of bread and pastas, but for another time.
Sounds terrible, Jeff.
Yeah, awful.
That's awesome.
It was a good time. Glad to be back. Let's get to it, guys. The stars walked the blue carpet for the premiere of Avatar: The Way of the Water in Los Angeles. Zoe Saldana looks stunning in this black strapless gown. Her co-stars Sam Worthington also made an appearance. They both starred, if you remember, back in the original back in 2009. Sigourney Weaver is back, but this time she plays the adopted daughter of Sam and Zoe's character. She also played Dr. Grace Augustine in the first film. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch if I'm gonna watch part 2. Singers The Weeknd and Her both released new music on the film soundtrack, but missing from the premiere was the film's director, James Cameron. He had to miss it because he got COVID. The film reportedly cost $250 million to make, and James said it'll need to make $2 billion in order to turn a profit. He's been working on this for like 10 years. Do you think it's going to be worth the time put in and the money put in? Erica's face is saying no.
$2 billion?
$2 billion just to turn a profit.
That's a problem.
That's a
Where have we been seeing those numbers at?
I think Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man did really well. I believe it was one of the most successful of all time. I think that we forget, Steph, you're not in this world either. I'm not, but like the world of not only animated movies, but like video games, things that kind of have left my age group are huge. So globally, I think this is going to hit $2 billion real quick. I think this is going to blow past.
You got to think worldwide.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's 1 billion people in India. Like, there's a lot of people in the world. Like, people are going to go see this movie. I don't think that the $2 billion return of profit will be a problem at all. Not at all.
Wow. I mean, that's a huge number, Al. That is like cringe-worthy, like eye-squintingly, like,
it's a lot.
Ooh. No, but I mean, I do think things are a little bit different now in terms of, so when the first Avatar came out, which was like mind-blowing, it was so different to anything we'd ever seen before. The graphics and everything were outstanding. But back then it was so shocking that people would go back and watch the same movie maybe twice or 3 times because there wasn't the streaming services. People didn't have access, and DVDs didn't come out for over like a year later. So a movie would get so many more views in the actual theatre, which is where it earns its most revenue. Obviously, if you buy a DVD, the whole family can watch it at home, or if you buy streaming once, everyone can see it. So, I don't know. I think this is more like a labor of love, and it's got to be I think it will be well celebrated. I think it's going to be fantastic. I don't know about $2 billion.
I think it's
Also, No Labor of Love costs $250 million.
And 10 years to make.
I've been thinking around in the garage.
Yeah, and I think it's going to turn a good profit.
Yeah.
First of all, if you take your family there in 3D, which is the experience, right? People are going to be driven back to the theater because of Avatar.
Yeah.
But to take your family, it's over $100 easy
be $100.
in 3D. So it's like, it's not just $10 a pop for a ticket now. Now it's $100 a pop. So to
That's
get
what I mean.
$2 billion,
Would you really take your kids multiple times to go and see it, which is what gets the revenue up? You wouldn't.
No, I would not.
That's a good point.
But I'll go see it once. I'll go see it once. All right, Brendan, speaking of movie stars, Brendan Fraser's new movie, The Whale, has been receiving some criticism over the fact he wore a fat suit in the film. But the movie's director says he doesn't understand the backlash. He said the goal was to make Brendan's 600-pound character look as realistic as possible, because if it didn't look real, it would look like a joke. He added that people with obesity are often portrayed as bad guys or punchlines, but the character in The Whale is a complete person with both good and bad parts about him. Are we still on this, like, you can't play character if you don't fit the character in real life. I feel like that was a little trend, you know, like 2 years ago. Are we past that, or is it still like, or is that a staple now in our society?
I think that we have to remember why it started that way. I think initially we were talking about appropriation.
Right.
Now we're talking about size, but the interesting thing about it is that Brendan did gain a lot of weight, and he's speaking from his experiences. So to put him in the suit, like, we use aesthetics in order to enhance the point a lot. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I wouldn't even have thought about that.
I know how I feel. I feel like it's ridiculous. Honestly,
which part? Be clear. Yeah.
About him wearing a fat suit, because Erica, if we found out that the director forced him via contract to gain that weight naturally, to do protein shakes until he got up to 600 pounds, and we found out 5 years later that had detrimental health consequences, that director should be jailed. But if you put on a prosthetic that makes you a fat suit, it's a problem. But if you put on a prosthetic that makes you muscular, like Superman or Batman, that's fine. I don't understand when things are okay and when things are not.
Right.
We are in the world of theater. So can you not wear a monocle if you are fully sighted? Where does this stop? We are here to do these things to enhance the theater of the mind, enhance this experience that you're having, and it's not about attacking fat people. But there's a movie about a whale, about a man that's a shut-in because of his weight, and he feels ostracized. And we need to see that to follow his journey. So I don't understand where this controversy keeps coming from, Steph.
No, I agree. Everything you just said, 100% agree. I do think as well, it's not like I think that's why he said it as well. I'm not playing a certain characteristic type that's either body shaming or making people that are larger, like making fun of them or something. He's saying this is a very well-rounded character, quite literally, like in every sense. And he's saying, so I don't feel like there's a problem. And like Erica said, he's changed so much. I mean, he was this ripped, muscular, superhero kind of, you know, back in the Mummy days. And like you look at him now, and he has naturally put on weight. He is larger. I think he can identify with the character. I don't think there's a problem.
I don't think so. I think that voice of like all that, I think it's getting silenced a little. But if you wanted to put on some weight, go to Chicago for a couple weeks. You'll be all right.
Pasta on the counter.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with comedian Tom Papa. He tells us all about his friendship with Jerry Seinfeld. And people are still talking about the finale of The White Lotus, which has us talking about our favorite shows of the year. Stick around.
It's happy holiday season time.
From our DBL family to yours, we want to wish you
A happy holiday season.
a happy holiday season.
And I come back and I'm just like,
We're talking about gaining weight and how when you get older, how fast it
Oh
is to
my
pop
God.
out. I'm not even joking. I think I'm like
Right.
at least 8 pounds heavier.
I agree.
I'll slim out throughout the week because I'll get in the sauna and get going. But I didn't do anything, and I just ate. And then you see people, and you have drinks, and then pizza, and then leftover everything.
But like the places you're talking about, Chicago and Wisconsin, there are two places that are built for cold weather. The food is comfort food, cheese curds, loose meat sandwiches, sausage, peppers, pizza, beer, booze. It's just like, it's cold, so you're going to go inside, and when you go inside, that's how they get you. Because all that's in the...
Oh, yeah, you're not going to be like, oh, it's freezing out there, let's have a salad.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Like, it's not going to happen, is it?
It's impossible. And it's just, I love that part of the country. Love Madison, Chicago.
You can't be in Chicago and like not have like pizza.
No, you gotta indulge. Right?
it's shocking how long it takes to lose weight.
Oh, yeah.
And how quickly you can put it on.
Well, also because we have jobs like this, like we sit around. I think if we were in a factory, remember like wherever they worked in Rudy, they were sweating and stuff. Like I think if you had a job where like you had to like peel off your layers, you could probably eat a little bit more. But we have to force ourselves to move.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I didn't realise genuinely how little steps I did until I got an Apple Watch to monitor my steps and see like how much am I actually doing.
Right.
And before I was actually conscious of it, I was really shocked at how little steps I did. And you're meant to do like 10,000 a day, right?
Yeah.
I was nowhere near hitting it. Nowhere near.
You had you think you're good, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like sometimes my Apple Watch would be like, hey, stand up. You know, like what are you doing, dog?
10,000 steps, you think?
It's like nearly 4 miles or something.
4 miles?
I thought it was
Something like
less than
that.
that.
3-4 miles, yeah, something like that. Yes, I have that one. 20? Oh, I like EJ's one. I didn't know they make cute.
Welcome back. Everywhere you look on social media, people are talking about the hit HBO series, The White Lotus. So if you don't know, it's a mystery that takes place at a fancy resort hotel. This season it was set in Sicily. The finale aired on Sunday night, finally revealing who died. You figured that out in the beginning of the show, but don't worry, we're not going to give any spoilers here. It's also at the top of many people's list of best TV shows of 2022, and there were a ton of really good shows that aired or streamed this past year. Some others include shows like Yellowstone, that's in its 5th season. Abbott Elementary is another one. It received 5 Golden Globe nominations yesterday. And The Crown on Netflix. This season was all about Charles and Diana's divorce. So let's talk about a few of ours, Steph. What was your favorite of 2022?
There are so many, it's so hard, but I've got to say the one thing I tuned in for all the time was White Lotus. Absolutely loved it every single week. Can't wait to watch it. Really sad it's over. Sad. Yellowstone. Pathetic this year. Pathetic.
Not a fan.
It's awful. The first 4 seasons, outstanding, riveting, so over the top. Yeehaw, Cowboy Land. But this one, awful, boring.
I feel it. I don't know if I can follow that.
All right, what's yours?
I do appreciate your honesty, Steph. I love that. Mine, for sure, for me, Station 11. It just barely eked in there because it's early January.
Yeah.
It's a 10-episode closed miniseries. There's not going to be any more, but it's just about a plague that hits the earth and like how humanity deals with that, and really about how humanity constantly has these decisions about whether you're going to be a human being or really just be like an animal. And it's kind of like what they talk about a little bit in The Walking Dead. Like, are you going to bury your dead and, you know, not attack women? All that, set up a society, or you're just going to be kind of nomad. So I like the exploration of that. So I really, Station 11 for me, one of the best shows I've ever seen.
You talk about that all the time.
I love
all the
trying
time.
to force people to watch it. Eric, what about you, girl?
I'm going to go with First Wives Club on BET. There are some of my favorite people in the world. There's Jill Scott, Deborah Cox. Like,
hey, that's my
obviously,
girl, Michelle Buteau.
See, some of our favorite people
I started
in the world.
comedy with her.
So, Essence. Everybody's in that. Yeah, it's a good show.
All right.
Check it out.
Mine's The Offer, but it's personal to me, right? I like the era. It takes place, you know, I don't know, the 70s. Whenever The Godfather was made, that's what it's all about. And it just to create, like, I don't know. It's got the mafia in there. They're drinking at lunch and having a cigarette. It's just very Mad Men-y. I don't know. It's personal to me. Not that I do that, but I just like that. I like that.
Well, you know, when we go to lunch and you drink and
I just got back from Chicago, so yeah, I might have had a couple of daytime beers. Steph, we got your worst
Yeah, I already went in. I was like, go.
Yes.
You're
get it out
mad at
there.
you're mad at Yellowstone. Do you have one that you're mad at?
Yeah, I'm going to try and channel a little Steph here, but you know, mine was She-Hulk. They tried to make her a lawyer, and look, I watched this because you know, I look for shows to watch with my daughter that has a strong female lead, you know, that kind of can juggle in both worlds. I just feel like sometimes, and I do appreciate the attempt, it can get a little muddled when you try and mix a message in with a superhero movie. Sometimes you can get it, but it's really tough to pull off. Wasn't terrible, just I was disappointed.
I'm going to go with one that it's a lot of people's favorites, and that's The Watcher. And the reason why is because I don't like that type of psychological. No. After the second episode, I had to stop watching it because I couldn't walk around the house normally.
No, Erica, you cannot say I don't like it because they did their job too well and it makes you nervous. That's the part of the movie.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like feeling like that.
It's interesting because each person has their own personal reason why they like or dislike something. Mine was $18.99.
Oh
Jeff,
my.
Okay.
I was looking at that, but I saved it for you this morning. I was like, I know Jeff is going to have
Did
to
you
talk.
finish it?
No, because you told me not to.
Oh,
No, I told you to finish it.
What, you have to finish it, and then you'll see the utter disgust of how bad it is.
Okay.
Listen, it starts off fantastic. The first 4 episodes, I'm in, right? I'm all in. I think the writer/director may have passed away and someone else came in and wrote the rest because it stinks.
It's the worst.
They fell back. I almost want to ruin it because I don't want people to watch it, but I won't ruin it for you. Whatever how it ends, it's like, get real, man.
It has
My
the most
2-year-old could have wrote that.
Most disappointing. It's such a. I agree with Jeff. It's such a hype at the start, and it's one of those long, slow burns. Like, it's almost painful to watch. Kind of like the watch. It's like this long, drawn-out thing, and then when you get to that last scene, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but.
Yeah.
The last scene, the last 4 episodes was 4 hours of my life that I won't get back.
It went on too long, but that ending, who made that? I really am ashamed of you,
I
whoever
think people
made
run
it.
out of ideas, and this is what
Oh, they're
happens.
out.
I think they ran out of ideas.
Yeah,
and
that
they
was
were
like,
what are we gonna
how
do?
have we got the most like budget-friendly way to end this show because it's like that bad.
Wow. Shout out to $18.99. Go check it out. All right, we'll be right back.
Billions of emails are sent every day, and as we all probably see in our inboxes, many of them are marketing promotions. Verify viewer Linda says her inbox is full of them. She texted our team to ask if a business can sell her email address after she unsubscribed from its mailing list. So Linda, let's verify. Our sources are the Canned Spam Act, the Federal Trade Commission, and Andrew Sternke, Chief Executive Officer and Private Investigator at Juris Disputes and Investigations. A 2003 federal law called the Canned Spam Act sets the rules for businesses that send commercial marketing emails. It requires companies to do two things: identify these emails as advertising and tell you how to opt out of receiving future emails from that company. According to the Canned Spam Act and the FTC, once you submit an opt-out request, businesses must remove you from their mailing list within 10 days, and they can no longer sell or transfer your email address. The FTC says there's one exception. Companies can transfer emails on its mailing list to a company that it's hired to help them comply with the Canned Spam Act. If companies don't follow the rules, they can face hefty fines. So Linda, we can verify, no. Businesses are not legally allowed to sell your email address after you unsubscribe from their mailing list. According to cybersecurity expert Andrew Sternke, the removal of emails from a mailing list is a self-regulated process that comes with some issues.
There's nothing saying that they didn't already sell your information, your email, prior to you opting out. They just can't do it once you opt out.
With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back. Our next guest has been a comedian and host since the 90s, working alongside the greatest comics of all time for decades. Now he's back with a special this week on Netflix. Earlier, we didn't smoke anything with him, but we spoke with comedian Tom Papa. Take a look.
Tom Papa, welcome to DBL.
Man, first of all, congrats from one comic to another. Congrats on the Netflix special, man. That's absolutely huge, man. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. I wanted to ask you, just in terms of the development, you have been Jerry Seinfeld's opening act for years. What has been some of your biggest takeaways from watching him perform?
Oh, man, it was, thank you for those kind words, first of all.
That's
nice
a big
to be
deal.
here. Yeah, Jerry is amazing. I learned so much from him. Whenever people ask what was my biggest break, it literally was meeting Jerry.
Yeah.
Because he had come back to the clubs in New York for the first time since his show was over, and he was poking around, and I happened to be on stage, and he took me under his wing. Or I should say, I grabbed onto his coattails and never let go.
Accurate, I love it.
But, I call him the comedy chiropractor, because anytime that you are feeling kind of funky, or you have a problem with a joke, or you have a problem with your career, you call Jerry, and he just reminds you how lucky we are to be comedians, that we could be grown-ups in this silly profession is just a blessing. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned from him.
That's lovely.
So I want to ask you, what's the weirdest thing you've ever experienced on the road?
Oh, geez. That's a big question. That's like asking, why is the ocean wet?
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Man, there's been a lot of strange characters in the green rooms, a lot of strange characters in the audience. One I always think about, when my family first started to come support me live, I was doing a show in New Jersey, and I'm trying to tell them that I chose a good career, and in the middle of the set, someone threw a French fry at me. And it landed on my shirt and had ketchup on it, and it didn't just bounce off, it just slowly went down. And I remember looking at my family. My family was like, you should get a job.
Do you want to be a doctor still? I love it. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Hey, Tom, so marriage and parenting have been a huge source of inspiration for your work. I first met you when I was on the Marriage Ref back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. So were you scared of your comedy changing after having a kid?
I was at first. I thought, you know, I thought, I don't want this to devour my whole act. I don't want to become one of those comedians that just talks about family life. But now, like when I think back, it's like those jokes are so much better. Talking about your family and human condition and your relationships. It's like I can't even think what bad jokes I was holding on to. You know, it's like I would much rather talk about raising a family than what, you know, catching a cab or weird stuff you saw in your apartment. You know, that was so silly. But back then I thought it was cool.
Yeah. It changes the mind. All right, you have a bit about how we are the fattest generation. I feel attacked and seen. But you also started a series about making bread. So, Tom Papa, are you part of the problem, Papa?
A lot of carbs.
No, look, I say we're all fat. Everyone's fat. You're either really fat, kind of fat, or trying not to be fat. Either way, fat's coming, and that's okay. It's all right. Yeah, I mean, people are always like, I'm always wondering, like, why are we the generation that was told they can't eat bread? That's ridiculous. What are we trying to do? I mean, I have all these friends that like they quit bread, they quit meat, they quit all this stuff. It's like, so you don't have the body of an Olympic athlete. Well, guess what? You're not an Olympic athlete. You're Don from Sales. You wear khakis. You hike them up when you walk. That's who you are.
You're Don from Sales.
You got to accept the reality of it all.
DBL Nation, as I know you're already writing in, be sure to check out Tom's new special, What a Day, on Netflix, December 13th.
Congrats,
brother. It was so lovely speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Come back soon. Come in studio.
Absolutely.
You're the best. Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
We'll
bro.
be right back. Thanks, Tom.
So I'm not proud of this mini feast, but here's one that would put it to shame. This post on Reddit went viral this week, not for how big and beautiful the spread is, but for how gross it is to have all that food out for so long with so many hovering hands, the commenters pointed out. Of course, 'tis the season to snack, to nibble, to graze, so let's verify, when does food go from gorgeous to gross? We turn to only the finest, freshest sources to find out. A food safety rule of thumb from the Department of Health and Human Services: never leave perishable foods out of the fridge for more than 2 hours. Past that point, it could make you sick.
Sometimes bacteria can cause food to spoil, but other times it can cause food to become unsafe and cause foodborne illness.
But what about cheese? Isn't aging kind of part of the process? Well, the rule still applies. Dairy Management Inc., a trade group that includes the National Dairy Council, says after 2 hours, hard cheeses like cheddar and Gouda need to go back to the fridge, and soft cheeses like brie and mozzarella should be tossed out. And that really goes for anything that belongs in a refrigerator, including raw meats and leftover cooked food.
When in doubt, throw it out.
HHS advises keeping hot foods on a chafing dish or in a warming tray or slow cooker. Anytime food gets between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, it becomes a feast for bacteria.
I have my own thermometer. I think that's a really good tool for people to have at home.
Even a hot, freshly cooked meal, sauce, or dip won't last once it cools down and enters the danger zone. As soon as it drops below 140, start the 2-hour countdown.
If you think you might have some leftovers, to just heat up and serve a small amount at a time.
And in 2022, we're still unfortunately passing more than just the appetizers. So to prevent the spread of viruses, make sure you have plenty of serving utensils and have people eat off their own plates, keeping their hands off the finger food.
Just be intentional. Make food safety a part of your plan for your party.
When it comes to food prep, try not to put things out too early, because then it starts the clock earlier. Also, use common sense. Wash your hands, wash your knives and your cutting boards for at least 20 seconds. Keep raw foods and prepared foods separately, and check for mold on baked goods before eating or serving. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
The Biden administration issuing billions of dollars in loans to help make electric vehicle batteries. Let's connect the dots. One of the largest automakers in the world working towards its goal of going all electric. General Motors wants to phase out gas vehicles by 2036, but they're going to need a lot of electric batteries to pull that off. Now, the Biden administration issuing a $2.5 billion loan to help build 3 factories in Ohio, Michigan, and Tennessee. It'll help jumpstart domestic battery production. It all comes as several big names expand their electric vehicle production in South Carolina. Volvo and BMW, just a few of the automakers investing billions into electric vehicles. All of this to encourage Americans to hop in the driver's seat of the next generation of vehicles. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back. The holidays are here, and we've got some great deals from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
What do you have for us today, Steph? I'm in the mood for shopping.
Before we get started, I want you to know that these items are not guaranteed for a Christmas arrival in the post. So you've got to be aware of that. So first up, we've got the Kenneth Cole women's puffer coat with a little hood.
I love this.
So the deal includes one coat. We've got it available in 3 colors. We've got black, this gorgeous pearl, or magenta. So normally it is $225, but we've got it, Tori, for $49.99, which is saving 78%. This, Tori, is so amazing. It is a 2-pack Bell & Howell 9-in-1 Super Deluxe tactical pen with a tool card. This deal includes 2 tactical pens and 2 tool cards. Normally, these are $25 each, but we've got 2 for just $14.99, which means you guys are saving 70%. So our next product is the Villanova Sleep Mask with built-in Bluetooth speakers.
Whoa.
So this deal includes 1 sleep mask that is the perfect product to help you fall asleep. Normally this is $60, but we've got it for just $19.99, which is saving up to 67%. And our last product is the Perfect Beauty 12-piece makeup remover towel gift set. So this deal includes 12 makeup remover towels available in 2 different colors. We've got red plaid and leopard. So these towels are reusable, they're machine washable, which means you can stop wasting on makeup remover wipes. Normally these are $45. They feel amazing, but we've got them for just $14.99, saving 63%, giving you lovely skin.
Guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals, really at the lowest prices, or just scan that QR code right on screen and it will take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. One more reminder, guys, that these items are not guaranteed for a Christmas arrival. Thank you so much, Steph.
All right, so we only have 20 seconds left, but are you guys mask on sleepers, like when you sleep?
If it's bright, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I can't because I get my lashes done. So that means that they can't get squashed.
Really?
And yes, that's just, the price that I pay.
To be Erica. Al, are you a
Once I put those eye blacks on an airplane, I was like, my life's forever changed. Always. I needed blacked out.
There you go. Deal Blast. We'll see you tomorrow.